Well, this is great, everyone. I can see so many of you typing in the live chat telling us where you're from, and we're very excited to have you all here with us tonight. We'd like to get started, if that's okay. Please, you can ask questions anytime you'd like in the live chat, or you can wait till the end of the presentation. It's simply up to you. Tonight, I'm joined by my colleagues Lisa Sayao in the Office of Admissions and Justin Schaefer and Mary Ellen Warren, who work with me in the Office of Student Financial Services. Again, welcome. We're thrilled to have you here tonight, and we're so glad you're so interested in St. John's. Let's get started with talking about exploring our financing options. The Office of Student Financial Services is committed to providing students and their families with the information they need to navigate and understand the financial aid and payment process. We will be discussing both of those issues this evening. The first thing I want to talk about is understanding the cost of attendance. The cost of attendance is a budget that every student is given to help them understand what it's going to cost to go to college. The federal government requires that we produce a cost of attendance for each student. There are two components to the cost of attendance: direct costs and indirect costs. The direct costs are the costs that you will incur and pay directly to the school. That would be tuition, fees, room, and board. These charges will appear on a student's bill. The indirect costs are those that are incurred by every student that goes to any college in the country. In other words, wherever you go to college, you're going to have an expense for books, for transportation, for personal items. So we incorporate that into your cost of attendance, but you will not be billed for that by the university. Again, only tuition, fees, room, and board. This year, for the 2022-2023 award year, these are the costs for the Queens campus student. Tuition is $46,230. New student fees are $1,600. A standard room rate is $11,750, and a standard meal plan is $7,040. These are estimated and may differ depending on some of the courses that you take, room and meal plan selections. So what are some of the sources of financial aid? Well, there's a few of them, the first being the federal government. Any student that files a FAFSA is considered for federal financial aid, and that includes grants, work study, and federal loans. If you are a New York State resident attending a college in New York State, you can be considered for TAP, the Tuition Assistance Program. St. John's University is also a source of financial aid in the form of scholarships and grants. St. John's works with employers on educational benefits, and we also work with military and veteran benefits. What is the financial aid process? Anytime after October 1st, a student can file a FAFSA. It's submitted to the federal government, it's processed by them, and then sent to the colleges that the student requested to go to. St. John's receives your FAFSA, and based on that information, we will package you with financial aid. By the way, it's not too late to file a FAFSA. If you haven't done one, please consider doing so. So what is a financial aid package? All accepted students who file a FAFSA will receive an individualized financial aid package. The financial aid package indicates the types and amounts of financial aid available to the student at St. John's. Students' eligibility is determined based on the information provided in the FAFSA. Aid package factors include students' grade level, their program of study, individual program eligibility requirements, funding levels, and the student's campus of record. So let's break down a financial aid package. I'm sure many of you have already received your package. This is what it looks like. On the top, on the left-hand side, we have broken it down by different segments. So the top segment is grants and scholarships. Under that is student loan options. Under that is Federal Plus loan option. under that is other programs. In other words, if you're receiving financial federal work study. Below that is the estimated direct expenses. In the middle of the package, you'll see that we have all the awards broken up by fall and spring. In other words, if we give you a grant for $10,000, we would split it fall and spring. You would receive $5,000 of it in the fall, $5,000 of it in the spring. The reason for that is because we bill you by semester. We don't bill you for the whole year. We bill you for the fall in June. We bill you for the spring in December. On the right-hand side, you can see the program status. Up here on this student, they have been awarded a Pell Grant, and the status is awarded. That means there's nothing else they have to do. Their TAP grant is estimated. That means the amount is estimated because we're taking that information from their FAFSA and making an assumption. The students still would have to apply for TAP. Okay? On the very bottom, we estimate what your bill will be. We minus out the aid that you will receive, and the difference is the balance for the year. Okay? So let's break down each section. Grants and scholarships are considered to be gift aid, so they're not repaid. Federal and state gift aid is based on financial need determined in accordance with federal and state guidelines. Merit scholarships are based on academic performance. St. John's grants are based on need, special abilities, or based on contributions made by the student or the student's parents to the community. The second section in the award package is the loan option, the federal student loan option. Please remember, loan funds are a form of self-help that require repayment. A student is not required to take out a loan. It is merely something that you are offered. Federal student loans are offered in accordance with federal guidelines. No credit check or collateral is required for the loan. Student is the borrower, not a parent. The student is the borrower, and they apply for the loan online at studentaid.gov. Loan limits are set by the federal government. There are two types of federal student loans. One type is the federal subsidized loan. This is a loan offered to students who demonstrate need. The federal government pays the interest accrued on the loan while the student is in school and is attending at least half-time. The current interest rate on a federal subsidized loan for the 21-22 award year is 3.73%. The new interest rate will be determined at the end of May, beginning of June. So please look out for that information. First year eligibility is $3,500 maximum. Repayment begins 6 months after graduation or if the student withdraws below half-time status. The second federal student loan is the federal unsubsidized loan. This is offered to students who file a FAFSA. Traditionally, interest starts to accrue immediately upon disbursement. Currently, the interest rate on this loan is also 3.73%. But again, that will change in the end of May, beginning of June, as determined by the Treasury. The first year maximum eligibility is $5,500 less any subsidized loan award amount. In other words, if a student is awarded a $3,500 subsidized loan, the maximum they'll be entitled to in an unsubsidized loan is $2,000. Repayment begins 6 months after graduation or if a student withdraws below half-time status. Again, please monitor the studentaid.gov website to find out what the new interest rates will be. The third section on the package is the Federal Plus loan option. Again, please remember that a loan is a form of self-help and it requires repayment. Parents are not required to borrow the loan. It is merely included in the financial aid package. A Federal Plus loan is offered in accordance with federal guidelines. A credit check is required. Only a parent can be the borrower, and they can apply online at studentaid.gov. Let's take a little bit of a look at the Federal Plus loans. Who is eligible to borrow? As I said before, it can only be a parent. A credit-worthy parent biological, adoptive, or step-parent of a dependent student. Who is not eligible? A grandparent, a legal guardian. How much can they borrow? Up to the amount listed on the award package. The maximum eligibility is the cost of attendance less any financial aid the student is receiving. You apply online at studentaid.gov, complete a credit check. If the parent passes the credit check, then they simply sign a master promissory note and they're done. The interest rate in the 21-22 award year is currently 6.28%. That will change at the end of May, the beginning of June. The interest rate is recalculated annually based on the 10-year Treasury note yield. The final section is the other program section on the financial aid package. For instance, if a student was awarded a federal college work-study grant, it would be listed in this section. This provides the opportunity for funding for part-time employment while enrolled. It provides a valuable opportunity for students to gain work experience. Funds are limited and they are offered on a need-based basis. The Federal Work-Study Program creates employment opportunities for students to earn funds to assist with their educational expenses. Students are responsible to find qualified employment to earn funds offered. In other words, they would apply at the Human Resources Department and be told, you can interview for this job or that job. Funds that are earned are not applied to the tuition. Funds are earned and a student receives a paycheck, a biweekly paycheck. The current rate of pay for a federal work-study student is $15 an hour. Please check your financial aid award package to see the maximum amount you may earn in a federal work-study grant. Additionally, in the other programs section, if a student was awarded an external scholarship, for instance, if they were awarded they applied for a grant or a scholarship through a union or a fraternal organization or religious organization, that information would be posted in the other program section. These are funds received by a third party, a source outside the university, the state, and the federal government. If you are looking for scholarships, please remember two things. Never pay a fee and never provide your Social Security number. Let's talk a little bit about the statuses, financial aid award statuses. If an award is on your financial aid package is listed as awarded, there's nothing else for you to do. It will automatically be applied towards your bill. If is an indication of pending verification, that means you were selected by the federal government to verify some data information and are required to submit documentation to the Office of Student Financial Services. Once that is done and we review the information, make any corrections that may be necessary, the status will change from pending verification to awarded. Offered. The student loans are up as offered. If the student would like to take advantage of the federal student loans, and they do not have to, it's their personal choice, they can do so by accepting their loans on their St. John's UIS account. Then they have to complete a master promissory note and complete entrance counseling at studentaid.gov. Apply for loan. That's the status that we leave up for a PLUS loan, because if a parent would like to apply for a loan, that's where they would do it, at studentaid.gov. Again, they are not required to take out a PLUS loan. If they do take out a PLUS loan, they do not have to take it out for the entire amount that's listed on the award package. That is a personal choice. Again, a PLUS loan is not guaranteed. The parent would be subjected to a credit check. If the status is estimated, it means the student still has something to do. You will see that up there for New York State TAP. If you're a New York State resident attending a New York school, you can apply for TAP. We can post estimated amounts until you apply for TAP. How do I know what my financial aid information is? Where is it available besides my financial aid package? You can go to the St. John's website. On the bottom, on the left, you'll see information that says signon.stjohns.edu. You click on that and you select UIS. and that's the University Information System. That will bring you to this page where it says user ID. You're going to put in your XID number. Where it says PIN, if this is the first time you're logging on, you put in the numbers from your XID number without the X. It will immediately prompt you to update your PIN number. Once you get in, you select Award Overview, and you'll see the same information on this page that you see on your financial aid package. We list the grants, scholarships, and awards all on the left side from all the different funds. We list the status of those awards. As you can see, awarded, certified, awarded, approved. And then next to that, you see that we've broken down the awards in half for the fall and half for the spring. And the totals are on the right-hand side. What do students need to do in UIS? Under financial aid, review your eligibility. Accept or decline your loans if you wish to take those loans. And yes, you can change your mind. You can accept the loans and then turn around and say, I've decided not to do that. I'm not going to take out loans. And you can decline your loans. Or you can decline your loans, and as long as you're still in the same school year, you can go back and change your mind and say, yes, now I would like my loans. Review student requirements and check for messages. Under personal information, review your mailing address and confirm that it is up to date. Review your phone number and confirm that that's up to date, and set up emergency contacts. Please remember, it's the student's responsibility to keep up to date with all the information that's available to them and to keep us up to date with your address and phone number. What do students do who are selected for verification? Well, if you're selected for verification, some documentation is probably going to have to be submitted to us, usually a federal verification worksheet. And if you did not use data retrieval for taxes, then you would have to submit proof of those taxes, either in the form of a transcript or an actual tax return. Some students are institutionally selected for verification, and they're required to identify and resolve those discrepancies. The common discrepancy is federal tax returns filed with the incorrect filing status. So what we would do is send a request to the student to please clarify certain information. Students are required to monitor their UIS account. Students must review their UIS account on a regular basis. This is where we will update information, make changes, send you notifications about what we need, and other important messages. So if you keep track of that, you'll always be on top of your awards. Now, how do we let you know what your bill is going to be? After June 21st of this year, we will be sending students an e-bill. It will go to the student. It's an electronic bill which outlines the direct costs per semester. As I said, it's going to go out in June, and it will include tuition, fees, room, and board, if that's applicable. If you're a commuter student, it will only show tuition and fees. The estimated undergraduate tuition for the 22-23 academic year for a Queens campus student is $46,230. This is where you'll find the e-bill after it's emailed to you. You can also find it here. Go to UIS, select student, and then let's select student account. After that, you're going to go to student account suite. This will take you to TouchNet. This is our secure third-party payment servicer. This is what your e-bill will look like. As you can see, on the left-hand side in the center are the charges to the student. This student has their university and new student fee and activity fee, their tuition for the semester, and a laptop usage fee. And the total is on the bottom. On the right-hand side is all of the credits or anticipated credits that the student has. In other words, the students already paid their enrollment deposit. They've asked for loans, and the loans have been applied to their account. They have a federal Pell Grant, and they have a couple of awards. That's all added up, and that's the total credits or anticipated credits. Underneath that, you'll see the current charges which will match the total charges, current term charges, and the current term credits, and then the amount due, which is simply the term charges minus the credits. That's the amount due for the semester. One very important note that we'd like to emphasize is please remember to set up an authorized user. Students can set up an authorized user to view and pay their bill. So the student can set up an authorized user that mom or dad can see, and they can pay the bill. To add an authorized user, simply go to signonstjohns.edu, select UIS, select Student Account Suite, add an authorized user, and the authorized user will receive a confirmation email letting them know they've been set up as an authorized user. Now, we also offer university payment plans. These allow for monthly installments rather than one lump sum payment. They're available in both the fall and the spring. They are interest-free, and authorized users can select and enroll students in a payment plan. To find out more information about student payment plans, please visit our website at stjohns.edu/payment options. How else can you pay for your bill? Well, there's many different methods. You can pay online with a credit card. We take Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express. You can pay online with a web check. You can send us a check by the mail or a money order. You can pay by wire transfer, and the instructions are online. Or you can pay by 529 College Savings Plan, and those instructions are also online at stjohns.edu. These are some important websites. Studentaid.gov. This is where you find out how to submit a FAFSA, how to fill out a FAFSA and submit it. It's also where you would go to apply for your loans. It's also where your parent would go if they'd like to take out a PLUS loan. signon.stjohns.edu. That's how you get onto your UIS account. And if you go to the St. John's website, you can check out all the information that I've said today will also be on the website. So if you go to admissions/tuition-and-financial aid, you'll be able to see all the information about payment plans, separate information about every single award, every single grant, what it means, what you have to do for it. We also have something called Financial Aid TV, which is a helpful tool that you could also use. And that's pretty much it. If you have more questions, please, Mary Ellen and Justin are very happy to answer those questions. We're so grateful that you all came tonight to join us. And thank you very much for joining us. Ma parole. Thank you all for joining us this evening. It was a great session. I think a lot of questions were answered, and we hope to see you here in the fall. Thanks again for coming.